We are live, but it's just strictly a 5-minute countdown. Hey guys, I see a whole bunch of questions coming up, so that part's working. This is a new system. We have questions coming in from both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. How's everybody doing? I'm going to show you guys how this works a little bit. I'll throw this one up there for you guys. Don't forget to do that. Check out JD Talks. Thanks, Dave. It's been a week or so without shaving. Jason, for me, out of those, they're both good. I'd probably go whiskey, but haven't had a drink in a while. I just got a message saying that we have questions rolling in, so thank you guys for coming on and asking all these questions. Is that gray you see in my beard? Is it Luchnia? Luchnia? Yes, it is gray in the beard. Quite a bit of it at my age that happens. Loving the new system, Donnie. Schnurgen, thank you very much. I appreciate that. We are staying safe as we can, but as safe as we can anyway. At 3 o'clock, I'm going to bring on our first special guest, none other than Canadian, Morgan Cup champion. How often are we going to go live like this? I don't know, Scott. We have a couple of big plans for this kind of system, and there's some cool things we're going to be able to do coming up. But first off, I can tell people, and I'll mention it later on when the stream officially starts, that we have a really good live stream coming up next week, a couple of them actually, with some people from the industry. And you guys are going to be able to come on, ask questions, and we might give away some pretty sick prizes. What's Morgan's favorite THP moment of all time? Brad just asked that. Don't mind me yelling. Morgan, what's your favorite THP moment of all time? She's not answering. We mail. Sean asks, we mail gifts to AC members and know where we live. Multiple choice. The person that sent an inappropriate message to a golfer is a... I'm always going to choose an answer that says avoid prison time. Canadan says hanging out with Canadan for the first time.
You're delayed on my ears. Probably. Oh. I don't know.
She doesn't know. She's going to take some time to think about this one.
There's
3:00, guys. Welcome everybody. I appreciate you guys coming on. The stats that I see are pretty cool. It tells me where everybody is. I'm going to answer a couple questions, then we're going to bring on some guests. Okay. Nate asked, where did I get my start? Is THP where you thought it would be at this point? What does the future look like? Wow, that's a lot of questions, Nate. Where did I get my start? I've had 3 or 4 jobs over my life, most of them pretty boring. This was a passion, decided to take a jump at it. This is pretty much where THP thought it would. Obviously, I'm a dreamer, and the future is bright. I'm excited about where we're going in 3 to 5 years as technology changes, and you guys seem to enjoy what we do. We're going to keep doing it. If it looks like I'm reading the screen, it's because I am, because there's a lot of questions coming on. I'm going to bring Canadan on to join me. Hello, Dan.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
So we got some questions to answer, Dan. I'm going to throw them up on the screen and let you kind of jump in on a couple of these, okay?
Okay. Let's do it. Any Morgan Cup updates with the latest guidelines to April 30th? In my opinion, wait and hope is the update I have. Josh, what can you tell me?
I talked to the resort yesterday. I talked to Cobra Puma Golf yesterday. We're all optimistic. Let's just say that.
Great. And in the meantime, as long as we can all play golf, which actually just changed for me in Ohio, Cobra sent out a lot of really cool equipment that we're going to spend some time with here soon. I know I've got some product in front of me, one in particular that we've had a big conversation about, but I might sit on that for a second as people wonder what it is. I think they know what it is though. But yeah, I can't wait to there's some great new product that they have this year that I'm really excited to incorporate into my game.
Sean would like to know what fantastic stuff we can expect this year. A lot of it. If you haven't followed along as of late, you will see it's nonstop chaos, and we're going to continue that because as everybody's cooped up, we want everybody to have a lot of fun, and that's the most important thing.
Well, it's a perfect time to say things we have going on, things we can do right now. We just kicked off our second post drive of the year starting today, technically yesterday. I think Morgan
this
got
is for Michael Verska, by the
way. So make sure if you guys haven't seen that, check out on the THP forum. We are doing a thing where basically what I want to see is people talking about golf, not the other stuff that's going on that everyone obviously is concerned about, which rightfully so. And I do hope you guys are all safe and being careful. But in the meantime, for 2 months, get in there, post as much as you can. Once you get to a certain number, which you can read on the forum, it puts you into a drawing to win some pretty awesome equipment. Curtis,
and we're going to give away some pretty crazy stuff. Let's jump right into this. Which club is the MVP of 2020? In my opinion, that is really hard. I will say we just did a reader poll, and the readers voted for the Cobra King Speed Zone driver, narrowly beating out the Callaway Maverick. Those two were the finalists. And speaking of that, I'm going to have your opponent join the stream, and I'm going to kind of let you guys chat a little bit here for the upcoming Morgan Cup coming up. There is Jeremy. Maybe.
Wait, what?
So here are the two captains. I'll move it to this way. And if you guys have questions, feel free to ask. I just lost them briefly. They will come back on in a second. Can you guys still see everything that I'm doing for those following along? When will we hit 7 million? I think in the next couple of months. If I was a betting man and you guys are active and chatting, we're going to do it in about 7 months, in about 3 months. Thank you, V Golf Man. The beard game is strong. I don't think so. I shave every week or so. I just, I've been lazy as I've gotten busy. I appreciate the updates, guys. Those guys, for some reason, got logged off. Hopefully they log back in and are able to join me here momentarily. Otherwise, it's just going to be me chatting. What surprise equipment so far in 2020? Donnie, there is a lot of it. Maverick irons are a huge surprise based on price point. The number one iron during our recent testing that people fell in love with, that nobody is talking about, is Cleveland UHX. Canadan and J-Man can give you some updates on that. The Zexio X line of irons were incredibly well liked. And so that kind of gives you some ideas of what's going on. Let's see what else. That would be a beard. One of these days, Golf Unfiltered will be able to grow one. Hold on 1 second, guys. I have to send invites back to these guys. Sometimes technology is not always the easiest thing in the world. So let me do that to Dan and Jeremy here. And let's see if we can get them back on. Okay, let me jump right back into these. Nate, favorite place I've ever visited for a THP event. That is really hard. The Hideaway on one hand is pretty special to me, but there's been a lot of them. Olympia Fields was pretty awesome. I tried to play the Tiger shot where he bent it around the trees. That didn't go as well as it did for Tiger. I'm going to go with the Hideaway, but there's been a lot of really good ones. Has any individual opted out of the Morgan Cup due to circumstances? Yes. Gary, no. In fact, I've talked to all of them, and everybody is moving ahead as planned. In a lightning in a bottle kind of moment, we didn't have anything planned until the beginning of May. So for us, we have the Shaft Up coming up at the end of April. There's a chance that one gets pushed back. That's why we haven't announced winners of that. But otherwise, things are kind of going as planned, and, we'll see what it takes us. The end of the day, the industry needs people playing golf and things like that to be successful and to be able to host these type of things. So we'll see. I agree on UHX. Yeah, it was. It's one of the ones that people need to be paying attention to. It's a great set of irons. I don't have a favorite in this one. I just want everybody to have a good time. Apparently, our friends are getting a server error, so I'm going to try something else here. Bear with me, guys. I heard the other day Srixon had to change their release cycle, so instead of this fall, they are pushing it back to... Well, I don't know who you were talking to. Two things I can say. The Srixon experience will happen as planned. Second, nothing has changed for Srixon with regards to their release cycle in terms of recently. I'm not going to comment on when things changed or if they did change. I'm just saying nothing has changed recently, and it has nothing to do with the coronavirus. We've been talking to them about their release cycle since before the Thanksgiving holidays. No, we wouldn't open up entries again. We have three shafts up. I don't know which way you'd go with that. And we would choose from there, or we would bunch things together. We have a lot of stuff coming up with US Team EMEA, and we're pretty excited about that. What is my favorite golf ball I've tested this year? That is a really tough one. I would say it's between two. The brand new Callaway Chrome Soft is exceptional, and the Bridgestone Tour BX were the two that really jumped to the top of the line for me, Scott. I'm going to take a few more. Dan's trying to get back in. We're having a small little server error. Matt, yes, we have. There's been a lot of fun going on the forum, and when you have a captive audience, that tends to happen. How many THPers have I met in person? That's a really good question. A lot. Hundreds. I did get a chance to use them. Thank you for asking. They feel amazing. I used them at the Distance Bash with US Team EMEA held at Hammock Beach, where I currently am right now. And they were fantastic. This is a good question, KY. I would say that they are pretty standard with their release schedule, and AVX just released. So if you follow the pattern of Titleist with the Pro V1 line of releases, I don't think they will deviate from that too much. Where is somewhere that we haven't had an event that we'd like to do one? Riviera? No. Where it's possible, there's two, and we've been in contact with both. And it's usually based on timing more than anything. Ocean Edge was one on the list that we're glad we're going to get knocked off this year for the Titleist Voki experience. But normally, if there's some place I really want to do it, and Coeur d'Alene is an example of that, we make it happen. We have a certain rule, and I'm going to add to that we try not to pick places too remote. So if it's super hard for people to get to, then it's not going to be a place we're going to try to do an event at. Well, that's very nice of you, Sean. What are my favorite moments? Whew, I could be here all year with that. I would say the first Granddaddy is up there. That was a big one. There was a Morgan Cup a few years ago that brought me to tears. That was a pretty good one. Yeah, there's a lot. Since he got kicked off, he's submitting a question this way. Have I tried the Mizuno balls? I did, and I really, really liked the RBX. And one of the things I was one of the people that, if you followed the Vosh live thread, he talked about some issues with some durability. I was one of the people who had that issue, and I have not tried them again just because I haven't played in a lot of golf, but otherwise I really liked them. Where am I here? Let's see. How many irons does Golf Unfiltered play with hybrid irons? Probably none, since it's just stopped snowing where he lives. We've done a lot of events in the Northeast, Tevener. You never know where we'll end up, but we have a lot of experiences on the docket this year, and I think that is an area that genuinely has some great golf. It's not always the easiest to get to those courses or the most cost effective, but some good golf. Sure. I can tell you a little bit about it. No, it's not going to be in Europe. But it's going to be a few THPers winning a free trip to play golf with a guy at ShotScope who's not only an amazing golfer, but really good at data, and we'll dissect that data for both the people there and the people on the forum following along. This is a good question. It's a big one. And there are companies in real danger. I don't think any of the bigger ones are in real danger as far as closing shop or anything like that. But, think of all these companies that make trinkets and custom putter guys. If this is their full-time gig or they've jumped all in, this is a really tough time. You know what? I'm going to put that back on the screen for a second. I spoke to somebody yesterday that is in the accessories business, so to speak. And he told me that it's not going well and that there's some issues. It looks like we have some people back. So hang on one second, guys. Let me bring Canadan back into the mix.
We're back. Hello.
And I'm going to surprise Canadan right now. And I'm going to bring in Golf Unfiltered himself.
Come on, that's the reaction I get from Dan. What the hell?
That's what, and I'm going to start throwing some more questions up, guys, and you guys take over.
Sounds good. By the way,
Dan, what event do we no longer do that you'd like to see come back?
Oh, that is such a loaded question.
None of them.
I don't know.
We've moved on to great stuff.
I mean, the progression of events have been really interesting in the point where we're so isolated with our experiences now that you're almost taken away from that. And while I do enjoy that THPers are willingly able to go out and do local stuff, local gatherings, things like that, when you want to look at the exposure that you have to certain products, OEMs, things like
What the hell is
that,
he drinking?
it's kind of hard to
Social distance, man. Stay at
oh
home.
no, killed me.
Hey, I had my FootJoy gloves on when I accepted my drive-through beverage.
Yeah, I'm sure those have no holes in them.
So Burger King, which is a Burger King, I'm assuming you got chicken tenders.
I did
They
not.
own, for you Canadian folk, they own Tim Hortons.
That's fine. I don't care.
Why don't you guys handle this one?
Do you think they'll play the Masters in the fall? Dan, I'm going to say no. What do you think?
I think that based on how much in love with the Masters everyone is, if they have a time they can do it this year,
That's what I say to that answer.
I think they'll do it.
I don't know. Everyone was talking about how the course is going to play differently. I just don't care that much about it. I got to be honest with you. Are there snipers that are going to just take me down because I'm talking bad about Augusta?
I think you should quit golf.
Okay, fair enough. I really don't care if it's going to be done in the fall.
Gentlemen, that's a good question.
With the advancements of long irons and utilities, are hybrids being affected in terms of sales, or are they coexisting? I think they're two different birds, man. I don't look at them as the same, and no different than I don't look at something like a 5-wood or a 7-wood the way I look at a hybrid. I think you're just finding that smaller niche group of people who want to meet in the middle between two products.
Yeah, everyone I've spoken to has pretty much said the same. I mean, it's what flavor do you want? Oh, look who it is. There's J-Dot.
We got full on quad box for everybody here. I'm going to add to this. Have they been affected? Yes. But part of that is that they've made hybrids so good that people aren't replacing them as often as they used to be. And then add in that lofts have kind of changed in some irons. And it's caused a little bit of confusion, I think, in my opinion, on what people are going to be able to get or what people should get. Let's see what else we got.
Well, Josh, while we're all here, and since we're all at the show this year, right, I wanted to talk about something. I actually brought it with me. You guys all saw these, right?
Yeah.
The show. Quater shoes.
Fantastic shoes.
They are, I mean, if you look at them top down, these things look like something you could take out, wear basically wherever you want. They're super light. The patterns on the bottom are actually pretty good. I've only been walking in these, thanks Ohio. But yeah, what'd you guys
Sean,
think?
yes, there is.
What'd you guys think?
I love them. I think, to break it off into Quater for a second, I think the Moneymaker is one of the best shoes on the market right now. The fact that it looks mesh, feels mesh, and is 100% waterproof in my testing is pretty incredible. But then again, apparently I like weird shoes.
Well, with a name like the Moneymaker, you got to be good.
You better be good.
These are the wild card. There's the Moneymaker, and there's one more, and I'm blanking on
The
it.
Ringer.
The Ringer, yeah.
There's also the Legend.
Right. Jeremy, what do you think?
Let me throw this up there. Not all Quater are waterproof. Some are, like the ones that Dan has in his hand, I think are just resistant.
Resistant, yeah, that's right.
I don't remember the Travis
shoot.
Matthew booth too much. I wasn't feeling so great.
Well, there
I'll
was
let you guys discuss this briefly about Golf Unfiltered's feeling. And I'm going to try something with the camera angle. I'm going to ask the people who are following us and watching what they think. Do they like this quad box? Or do they like less lines and more stuff? Or do they like that?
Ooh.
Nobody wants that.
emphasis on the JB.
Jeremy, are you
Yes.
holding up?
I am losing my mind. I cannot play golf. I can't do much of anything. So
Great.
bored,
Good to hear.
like everyone else, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a
Lot of
question
teams,
for you guys that I think you guys should enjoy answering. If I can find it, because they're coming fast.
Oh,
I just saw Verska in the comments saying that Which one did you say? The ringer was
The legend is like walking on pillows.
Is like walking on pillows. Yeah, that's a pretty serious comment to make.
I like those ones that you had there. They definitely look like something I would wear out like with a nice pair of shorts, not even on the
How
golf
about
course.
this question from the group? I know Adam's thinking most about hybrid irons, but
UHX
You
all
can't
the
wait
way, baby.
those hybrids this year.
Iron release I'm anticipating, confirmed or rumored. I feel like everything's just kind of been put on hold as far as what I've seen. I mean, I know that our friends over at Hogan just released the new Icon. What was he just doing? I missed that completely. The Icon irons from Hogan are phenomenal. JB, have you had the chance to try those out? Because you're in much better weather than I am.
No. I've taken one swing with a 7-iron, if that counts. It didn't fare well, and it hurt my hands, but they're not designed for me. Canadan, he says, I think Canadan has an opinion. Share us. I think you and Jeremy will both have a similar opinion here, correct?
Wait, Jeremy, is this what you went with for the cup?
Yes, sir.
King
All
Forge
except for-
Tech?
Yes.
So I feel like we're in a year of really, really good irons, and we're going to see a lot more of this once range days really kicks off. But I mean, there's a way that companies are going about it now, that they're creating a sound in an iron profile that you don't expect to be more that player profile iron. And I feel like Cobra nailed it with these. Absolutely nailed it.
I do too.
And
I'm going to respond to this one real fast and cut Dan off, because I have a lot to say about this bag of trash launch monitor that they put out. So the SC200, if you guys go back, I did a comparison against our GC Quad, a $20,000 launch monitor versus a $300 launch monitor, and it fared extremely well. Limited in what it does, but everything was super accurate. The people behind the brand send me a message that they have a new one coming out. They're telling me about how exciting it is and this and that. They send me an early thing. It doesn't work. I mean, it doesn't work. I was hitting full 9 irons and it was saying it was going 330 yards. I send it back. They send me another 2, and it might be worse. There are people on our forum who say it works. I don't know if they're actually making contact or if they've put it next to another launch monitor. I would hate to see somebody spend money on that. I'd call it a bag of hot garbage, but it's being mean to hot garbage. It is absolutely terrible in every possible way. And I feel terrible that they have not come out with a fix for it yet. They've come out with one update and it did nothing as far as fixing the numbers. I guess if your numbers are trash across the board, then they're trash, at least trash even. But it's absolutely terrible. And to give you some background on the device, there's no company SC300 or SC200. It's a distributor who brings over a product from overseas and has no input on how it's being done or how it's firmware updated. So it would be like you buying a Sony camera, and instead of it being spelled Sony, it's spelled Sony with an I at the end, and then wondering why you're not getting a firmware update. This thing is absolutely horrible, and they're bilking people out of their money. And I won't say anything else, but it's absolutely terrible in every possible way.
sounds like we just got a teaser as to what the post drive prizes will be.
Wow.
Yeah, I have SC300s for everybody.
The same one that's been sitting in the closet for a year. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Subdued.
What is the worst product release so far this year? I'll go round table.
Ooh.
Dan.
Ooh.
You had to start with me. Let's start with Adam. He looks happy about
Oh,
it.
come on. Worst product release.
Wait, are we talking worst product release or worst product released?
Oh,
I think you just said the same thing twice.
No, I did not.
I don't know, but I'll go ahead and jump in, and I'm going to
Go
say
ahead.
it's the Trust Putter.
yeah. Well,
We have a winner.
that's about it. I think.
I'll
Pow.
take products I'm not willing to try for 1,000.
Right.
Yeah. Adam?
I have to agree with that. I mean, that's a garden tool. That's not a bug.
Dan.
It is not aerodynamically viable for my eyeballs.
And we'll make it unanimous. That is the worst release that's come out. And, you know, what's funny is they have a pretty decent insert and a good finish, but that putter is first of all, it's unoriginal. So just call it unoriginal like it is. But
Like most of your equipment.
yeah. Well, I don't know if I'd go most equipment. Any new items coming to the store this year? We missed t-shirts, towels, putter covers. Dan has been campaigning behind this. Yes, we'll do something. I don't know what it is.
Masks. Just get masks.
Donnie, you said calling it a bag of shit insulted a bag of shit. Yes, that's true. It is. Let's see.
I just got one in there. Canada old style Scotty putters or the new stuff. Are we talking price not considered?
Where is that?
Here? That's on YouTube from
It's on a
Justin
Post-it.
McDonald.
No. We're not going there.
It just
It's not
says
on my
no.
screen. Oh, here you go. Jeremy, start it out.
Underappreciated. Well, you know what? I'm still going to stick with Cobra and go with the Speed Zone, judging by the amount of people that went with the Forge Tech for the Morgan Cup. I do think it's going to get overlooked because of the way that everyone seems to attract to the Forge Tech. It's a
And
great
by the
iron.
way, if you want to send gifts, send Jeremy some WD-40.
Yeah, no kidding. I was just gonna say that's a
Just
very
man,
creepy
Adam,
thing.
most underappreciated set of irons.
UHX, my man. That thing. Those are good. I was not a believer, but man, those are rockets.
Dan?
Well, I mean, we have some information on UHX that puts them in a place that I think they fully deserve to be in. What is interesting about UHX this year is they're underappreciated until someone hits it, and then suddenly it's a big story. We've seen that multiple times, even despite the fact that they're an Adams bag.
That is horrible. Oh, God, put that away.
Hickory, buddy.
Here you go. Wrong one. College football or PGA Tour this fall? PGA Tour, and it's not close. Watching a bunch of teenagers run around and get paid despite not getting paid is not for me.
Ooh.
Being that you guys are all in the Midwest, I know you don't follow college football anyway because
No.
they don't matter.
What is that?
Exactly. Are you testing those clubs?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Oh, here we go. Which golf club brand has the worst time to market, in your opinion? Actual in-shop placement. What do you got, Dan?
Ping?
Yeah, for sure.
Does Ping market? I mean, I know they Bubba, but do they market?
I can tell you who doesn't. Wilson.
Wilson, yes. Good
Yeah.
point.
I would go with Wilson in this. Jeremy?
My first thought would have been Ping for sure. Yep.
I mean, it's probably
Around
size, size to market considerations. I think both of them are not doing it right.
No.
Here's
not
a
at all.
question for each of you. If they're going so fast. Dan, start us out. Thoughts on new golf ball releases this year?
Oh, yeah. I've actually been to a release with Bridgestone at the show this year, which was a lot of fun. I took someone with me. I can't remember who went with me.
Wait.
That guy. I was really interested in what they were doing, and they certainly have some good ideas that are involved and some solid buy-in. But I'm such a big fan of the previous offering that it might be hard for me to change, especially if the deals are good. So that's my focus. I know we have other big brands that are doing new balls as well. I'll leave that to Jeremy or Adam.
No, I'm going to agree with you. I mean, it's Bridgestone so far easily. It's not even close in this instance. I mean,
I said earlier it's the Tour BX and the
Yeah.
Callaway Chrome Soft.
I was going to say, not hearing Callaway from Adam surprises me.
why?
Because they're the other big one, man. I
No,
threw you a softball, brother.
I couldn't do it, man. Couldn't do it. No, JB hit it though. He caught.
I'm
that
going to
one.
answer this question right here. Not for Jeremy. He's probably cringing just reading that. Mike, I kid you not. I've never shanked a golf ball in my life. Now,
Ooh.
I can tell you I've hit every single bad shot. Hell, I've hit some with you under the sun that's even possible, but I've never shanked a golf ball. And I'm sure it has to do with my horrible technique and coming over the top that's making it probably impossible. But I've never done it.
You have the opposite version.
Yeah, like I can toe it, I can thin it, I can thick it, I can do just about anything.
What's the most famous one, Josh?
What's that?
The famous JB shot.
Rope hook me, Jesus.
Yeah. There it is.
Jesus. Back
Yeah,
and forth,
Is
man.
there
heard that
any
in a while.
news on the Bridgestone Club front? No news is news. I can tell you that there won't be any Bridgestone clubs coming out this year from everything that I've been told. That doesn't mean they're going to move out of clubs completely. This year, their focus is on a golf ball launch that they think is the best out there.
I can touch on that too.
I'd like you guys to touch on this one.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah, that
Wait,
was probably one of the worst kept secrets. I mean, Rose was playing a sim driver, 2 weeks before the actual official announcement came out, right?
Yeah, we'll call that official.
Yeah.
Depends on who puts it out. No, they're not done. I talked to them both last week and the week before. Ironically enough, they've hired a new PR firm that I think is pretty good people. I like the people there. Inside baseball kind of thing. The person, if you talk to somebody in social media on Hanma, do you know who that is? Any of you guys know who it is?
I didn't even know they started doing anything here. Are they here yet?
Yes.
Oh.
Was it Adam?
No, it is Preston Toulon, Sean
Really?
Toulon's son. Yes.
Huh.
Preston's a great guy. So if you talk to him, tell him I said hello.
Looks like Wardy's in the chat talking about shanking next to somebody. I don't think he means golf.
No.
You
Which
should
of
be
the
on the
other three
forum
guys would
posting.
you take as your partner in a 2-man against the other two? If it's handicapped, probably no. If it's handicapped, I don't want him. I don't want to be the person who's going to give up 38 strokes to me. So if it's handicapped, I'll take Jeremy. If it's not handicapped, I'll take Dan. And both times I'm beating Adam.
Fair enough.
I'm taking Adam, and I'll tell you why. Because
Oh,
I have
please.
yet to play a full round with Josh where he completes it. That's one.
That's
And-
true. First of all, yeah, it's 100% true, not to cut you off. In Hammock Beach, he was screaming at me while wrapped in a towel, asking what I was doing. It was so cold. I think he played 13 holes.
Number two, Jeremy is like 6 months removed from his first real blade experience, and I'm not touching that either.
It's brutal. Absolutely brutal. We finally
Jeremy
get
and I would win that match with the right stroke.
Okay. Is it a 3-hole match?
William asks favorite YouTube personality. You're looking at them. I'll throw Ward in there because for some reason he doesn't work. It's just a gray dot on my screen, and that's why he has not joined the chat. What is the best non-club OEM branded golf bag in 2020? Oof.
Minimal,
He said on the market.
not minimal. No, he didn't.
You really like that bag, huh?
I do. I'm getting one with my logo on it because I'm a hipster, like JB would
Really?
say.
Yeah.
Wait, you have a
Enjoy
logo?
your Sunday bag. What would be the God? There's a lot of them. I got to come back to you on that because there's a lot of them and there's a number of them that are really good.
That Stitch one was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, Stitch makes a good one. The problem with the Stitch bag in general is it's almost too minimal for me, and it's slightly heavier than what I like in the wrong spots. But I like the Stitch bag. The Subtle Patriot bags I really, really like, but I'm struggling with the durability with just a couple of the little features. I mean, I don't know if you count Ogio. If you count Ogio, I'm still going to go with them because their stuff is top notch.
Vessel. I see someone saying I'm not a fan of Vessel for some reason. I mean, do you guys have any thoughts on them? I mean, I've seen one bag in my life.
I have a Vessel stand bag in our lab. The stitching was coming out pretty early on it, so I haven't really put too much use into it. Wait,
How's your
they
bag
make
holding,
putters?
man?
My Vessel bag is awesome.
I'm asking genuinely. I don't think Swag Putters actually makes putters currently, do they?
Currently, I don't think they made one or two models, and I think they just focus primarily on head covers right now.
Yeah, I'm sure they have some putters, and I'm sure they make putters, but I don't think they are currently.
Why did you?
What's the
point at
best
me
new
when
product
you
for
said that?
2020, gentlemen? We're gonna take a couple more, and then we'll sign off.
The best new product?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Bridgestone golf balls are still pretty damn good. I still got to say that.
Can you make that statement in April in the midst of a quarantine? I need to try more stuff. I need to spend more time with product to really make that claim because that's a big one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You know, there's a lot of really good stuff coming that I think people will, once we get past this thing we have going on, I'll just say that people are going to want to check out. I definitely think you guys should check out some golf equipment this year. Buy it, don't buy it, whatever, but test it out because there's really good stuff. Yes, to the people saying, yes, they make putters, I understand they have limited edition putters, like new stamping stuff, but I don't think they've had any new models come out.
J-Man says Forge Tech for the best product 2020.
That's a good one. Cobra
One
driver's
under the
pretty
radar product. We kind of talked about that. I would say UHS. Oh, here's Dan.
Best
VH
cheese
what?
pizza.
Oh,
I don't think I've had it yet. I think there's more to come on that. It
It's a
wasn't in
lifelong
Chicago.
Oh, all right.
Oh, God,
See
you're
you guys.
insane.
I'm done.
Okay.
That's
nope,
all it
wrong
took
one.
to get
Sorry,
rid of him?
James. These things are going so fast. What product do you want to see in 2021? And this will be our final question. Jeremy.
what product do I want to see for 2021? I don't know. That's a good question.
So that was fantastic. Thank you.
I know. Sorry. I don't
Brilliant
know.
insight. Adam, what do you want to see in 2021?
I want to see an upgrade with what they're going to do with Strixon's woods. I mean, they had the 785s that came out, and they're fantastic, but I haven't heard anything, honestly, since then. They've been focusing a lot on Zegzio. And
You should ask the right
Cleveland.
people.
I need to, apparently.
We'll have a live chat with Noel next week, and I'm going to drop that kind of teaser here. Next week, this type of setup, I'm pointing like people can see because my hand's under the screen. Live stream with Noel next week. You guys can ask her directly. How about that? Dan, what do you want to see in 2021?
I'm going to go 2, and it's fair because it's not the same thing. 1, more graphite iron shafts with more options. Number 2, driver 3-wood legitimate hybrids at like 350 to 400 cc's, low spin.
Say hi, everybody.
Hi, Arrow. Where's his blade collar?
Oh, he's not wearing that. He's on vacation this week.
Oh, nice.
If I'm going to answer it, I'm going to say, I know Mizuno has a set of irons or two that Vosh alluded to in our chat. They're pretty cool. And if Callaway is going with the every other year launch, Flash, then Maverick, and then this, I'm very curious to see how they can top what they've done with Maverick Max. So I'll be very curious to see what comes out there.
Can I
Gentlemen?
object to Adam's comment, by the way? He says the one thing he wants in 2021 is distance limiting golf balls, and we all know it.
Listen to me. That is not true, first of all. And we got to get you on the podcast again. But that Dan's golf balls are going way too far. We all saw the video. I'm going to continue to point. And when he was at Club Champion, how many holes did he put in the screen, JB? Because I know he was killing it.
Well, I can say this, and then I'm going to sign off here, that your guys swing hard when they sawed off the connectors that hold the shaft to the head on more than one occasion because they were swinging hard, including somebody who's there to help us who swung really hard.
That was funny.
His name was Josh, not me. His driver swing was very, very strong. Gentlemen, thank you guys for coming on. You want to see something funny? Watch this. Hey, Adam's gone. We can talk about him now.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
No.
Another
just
20
kidding.
minutes added to the live stream, folks.
Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you guys who all followed along and asked questions. You helped us test some software that we are glad to see is working. And Dan's throwing up his Team Hackers.
Go Team
something.
Hackers.
I don't know what that
Morgan
is.
Cup,
a bag.
Morgan Cup.
And we will have more coming soon. Thanks, everybody.